At the Peterson Farms Seed Field Day near Fargo, I'm Mark Dorenkamp, joined by Rob Wentz. Rob, tell me about your territory for Peterson that you cover in Minnesota.
Sure. I cover east central Minnesota. Geographically, it kind of goes just north of 94, up into the more Ogilvie area, and goes out as far west as 71 and south all the way down to the Minnesota River. So.
How has the growing season been so far?
It's been, I think when we had talked previously in the year, and it stays the same. It's been challenging. Some guys have bushels in corn that are, approaching last year. Probably not as good. We've seen some stalk disease that's taken back a little anthracnose take off in some wet areas, take off some yield on some fields. But some of the corn looks great. Others really had a tough time this year. Beans all look pretty good though. So I think all in all, we're gonna have a pretty good year, but wet water has really been the challenge this year. And as we're approaching harvest now too, we really need for it to dry out.
How about early, mid, and late season weed pressure?
It's been tremendous this year too. A good growing season for our crops are also great growing seasons for weeds. We've seen the advent now and the escapes from both water hemp and ragweed, lamb's quarters this year, tremendously damaging to yields in some fields. I think the soybean fields, the farmers who have embraced new technologies to really like Liberty Link, have clean fields, and the others who are still using Roundup Ready 2, beans but aren't putting a pre down, they're having a lot of challenges this year, and all you have to do is drive around the countryside and it's pretty evident.
Some of those new technologies are here at the field day today, so Peterson Farms Seed will be working with some of these products.
Absolutely. Just about everything in the arsenal is going to be available from us. We look at our soybean lineup not as individual products to sell to growers, but really as solutions to a problem. Like I said earlier, you drive around the countryside, you see some water hemp escapes. I've seen fields where they've actually taken the swather out, raised the head and taken the sickle just to take the heads off to get rid of the seeds. That's a desperate move. We're in trouble in some of these areas. And so we want to work with growers like that and say, we're not sure exactly which technology works for you, but we're going to have a solution that's going to help you take care of these weed problems. One of them is Liberty Link. The other one is Extend, the new technology from Monsanto where you can use dicamba on the beans.
And finally, how far away from harvest would you say farmers are in your area?
Oh gosh, I told you my geography. I go pretty far north and pretty far south, so it varies. North of 94, the beans are turning very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if we have combines rolling in 2 weeks. South of that area, it'll be probably 2-3 weeks is probably the soonest we expect. Some of my dealers have been saying probably more like early October is probably where we're going to be. And it unfortunately all comes back to what I said earlier too. This rain has got to give us a break so we can actually get out in the fields to get the beans eventually. So.
With Rob Wentz at the Peterson Farms Seed Field Day near Fargo, North Dakota, I'm Mark Dorenkamp for Brownfield.